Good morning.
Good morning. You know, speaking of our intro, I was brainstorming last night. Not brainstorming, this just came to me. I wish that we could go like, wake up, and then it starts that song, To Be Real. You remember that song? To be real.
Yeah, so you have like some like
What you find out. You know what I mean?
Jam.
So
Get some
it'd be like,
jams.
wake up,
Wake up, San Francisco.
You know what I'm saying? Anyways, it's in my head. But we don't have rights to that music, so we can't use that music on here. So, you know. Well, we've almost tackled the first week of school.
I'm tired.
No pun intended on the tackle because we also had football practice last night. Which I told Phil, I said, because, you know, Phil had to miss it because Evangel had their first football game last night, which they won, which I'm told they won. He told me this morning. I didn't even see him last night because I fell asleep before he even got home. I know.
Sorry, Phil.
I know, I'm sorry. But I said, don't ask me how Parker did at football practice because I was momming and I was sitting there talking.
I couldn't even see. They were like one section.
Oh, I know. They kept running all around.
I know. And I'm like, Alex?
I know. I think they've got like little stations where they do the like different drills. But then towards the end, I'm glad they cut it off early because it used to be till 7:30. Last year it was from 6 to 7:30.
They probably realized.
Well, Phil, I don't know if Phil's responsible for this or not, but Phil did say something to them at the coaches meeting, and he was like, "We might want to shorten it just a little bit." Because even at 7 o'clock, I guess our boys found another little boy that they know at school, and they go, "We want his phone number." And Parker's like coming over to me asking, "Can I get his phone number?" Like, focus on football. What are you talking about? Somebody's phone number. So then they went and found the kid's mom across, and they went her number. So they're over there talking about getting the phone number, and all these other kids are doing their drills. I'm like, oh yeah, he's real interested in football.
How did he feel afterwards?
I mean, he was so obsessed with getting ice cream with you guys afterwards. He didn't even talk to me about how he felt afterwards.
Alex was like, that wasn't fun.
Oh,
and I was like, what's wrong? He's like, that was a lot of running.
Oh yeah. Parker came over for a water break, and he's like, my side hurts.
Yeah.
I'm like, your side hurts from running. I'm like, well, that means you got to do more of it.
Yep, right? Time to do some sprints.
But Parker's been working on the drills because they do like a little karaoke thing with your foot. You know, it's kind of like fancy footwork, and he's been practicing that. So anyways, but yeah, I think it'll be, I mean. They
also didn't do much football.
They're not, and they usually don't until like, I mean, I think next week they're probably going to do some more drills. And then the week after that, then they'll get into like the game. Yeah,
and that's what I told Alex. I was like, you didn't really get to experience football yet. I'm like, I wanted to see how athletic you were.
Yes.
He's like, what?
So we're off to a great start.
I'm like, great.
And your first week of teaching. So you only taught 2 days.
Only taught 2 days.
Wednesday, Thursday.
First 2 days were teacher meetings, making sure everything was set up in the room, stuff like that. And then we had 2 days of school. I'm tired.
So what made you think that you could do this? I say it with love. That's a lot of work.
I know.
With 2 almost 3-year-olds. And there's, did you say you have 11 of them?
We have 10.
Okay, but
that means we have 2 spots open. So like if anyone else enrolls.
Holy guacamole. What would you do? But you've got a curriculum, right?
No.
You've got but do you have a schedule?
So it's up to me. So I get to plan all that.
Okay. So how's that going?
So they pretty much already told us that for 2 3-year-olds, the first couple days, even the first week and a half, it's going to be very much like getting to know the kids, getting the kids comfortable, kind of seeing their skill set, stuff like that. So they said like don't over stress or over plan when you do your lesson plan because like it's the beginning of school. So the first 2 days, they actually did really good. The first day was like a trash can set on fire, like a dumpster fire. It was just, like we had a kid pee his pants 2 minutes after he got there.
Oh, no.
Had to change him. We put a pull-up on him. He peed through that 5 minutes later.
So he just had a lot of liquid that morning.
I don't know what was going on.
You're like, you're cut off.
Yeah.
Just until like 10 o'clock.
Then we had another kid who was in a diaper, and she peed through right away, and she wasn't even full. So I'm like, how do people not know what size pull-ups to put on their kids?
Well,
because that has to be what's going on.
Well, in all fairness, I still have a few size 2 diapers that I'm using for Lane. I'm not going to throw them away.
Yeah, but Lane's
you know what
also
I'm saying?
a baby. And
but I'm guilty of that with Parker too when you're like getting close to the end of your box. and you're like, ooh, he really can't fit into these, but you just keep making it work.
Well, it
I
just
wonder
sucked,
if
though,
that's
because
what
it
the
was
deal
like,
is.
yeah, I don't know. I felt bad though, because it was a mess. And then the first day was pretty much just constantly going to the potty, because we actually have almost all the kids are potty trained.
That's awesome.
In our class, which is
great.
Nice.
Yeah.
And there's a couple kids that aren't.
But of course, you're still gonna have like accidents and stuff.
And
it's just that's the age.
Yeah, and thankfully the parent that her son had the accident, they actually brought him in a pull-up yesterday.
Oh, good.
I was like,
yeah, that makes
now
it
he
easier.
still went on the potty.
Okay.
But we didn't have to change his clothes 3 times.
Oh, no. Yeah, thank goodness.
But no, it was good. Yesterday was super laid back. Not yesterday, the first day was. Yesterday we actually painted and we read a Bible story. The first day we played with Play-Doh and we used Play-Doh scissors, which they gave us a list of everything these kids need to know by the end of the year.
Right.
And we hit so many boxes in the first 2 days. We were like, we don't know how we're doing this, like right away, but
just keep it up though, so that they continue to.
We've read books. We did a Bible story already. We've been coloring. We did dot painting. We did the Play-Doh. We've already done circle time, and we've done music. And
so, are you just constantly on Pinterest trying to find new things to do to like?
Yeah,
keep them
I
busy?
look at Pinterest. We used Pinterest to print up some papers for them to color. But I actually have a curriculum that I bought. It's a play-based learning curriculum that I bought a few years ago that I never used for the boys, and it's preschool year 1 and year 2.
Oh, good.
So these kids are a little bit younger, but my plan is this weekend, as I lesson plan for next week, I'm going to open it up and take some things from it.
Okay.
But, I mean, the days aren't they're not super long.
Which is so nice.
Yes, they have music every Thursday. So we already have a block of 30 minutes where we don't have to be with them.
Nice.
So they go to music, and then we have recess every day for 20 minutes.
Good. Let them run off some energy.
And
do you have a rest time at all?
No.
Because it's a short day.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I get there at 8:30, and I leave by 1:30.
Okay.
So
that's a good day.
Yeah.
And then you're exhausted.
And then I'm exhausted.
And then you come home and sleep.
I took a nap Wednesday and Thursday.
I mean,
I couldn't keep my eyes open.
But you're going to have to power through, because then, like you said, then you can't fall asleep that night, you know? I know it's hard to power through, but you just got to do it. You got to do it.
I know.
Well, and so one thing I had on our topic of conversation was crockpot meals, because we talked about that last time.
Because fall's coming.
And that'll make your life easier now that you're a working woman, outside the house. So you need some.
Do you know what we've ate all week? You know that taco kit from Sam's Club?
Oh, yeah.
I have been just munching on that all week.
Look at that. And then you made pizza last night. Yeah. I made pigs wrapped in what are they called? Pigs in a blanket.
Oh, pigs in a blanket.
Phil doesn't like pigs in a blanket.
Oh, that's why you
But Parker and I love pigs in a blanket. So we always do a little dance anytime Phil's gone. I'm like, hey, Dad's going to be gone. So what's that mean? He's like, oh, pigs in a blanket. And we get excited. We get so excited.
I feel like I made that so many times, my first year of marriage.
Yes. Now you're you've burnt out.
Yeah, well, because I never, it wasn't because I loved them. But we always made it because I was learning, how to cook.
Yeah.
And pigs in a blanket was a hit.
Well, and it's something that Parker and I do together because, I
he gets to roll them.
Yeah, I cut them all and everything, and then I lay them all out on the cookie sheet, and then he does all the rolling.
I wonder if, Alex does not, Alex likes hot dogs. He doesn't put anything on them because he doesn't like condiments.
Yeah, Parker doesn't like condiments either.
But I wonder if
sometimes they're not good for each other with the food situation. Listen, because Alex had dinner with us the other night, and I made tacos, and he didn't eat anything inside the taco. He ate the shell around it. I was like, okay. Parker's a taco lover though, so he'll eat tacos.
Well, that's weird because
maybe he didn't like the meat.
Alex has been eating tacos, and when I used those chicken tacos a couple weeks ago, Alex ate 3 chicken tacos. He sits there and he goes, I don't want that. I'm not eating that. I don't like that. And I'm like, you've never had this. Mm-hmm. And then he took a couple bites as he's complaining, asked for a cheese quesadilla, and then he goes, can I have another?
I know, that's how I made I think I told you guys about the I called it a walking taco rice casserole or something like that. But anyways, yes, Parker was like, ooh, I don't want that. And I said, you have to eat this or you don't get dessert. And he ate the whole bowl. And then he's like, ooh, that was actually kind of good. I'm like, see? And then I go, I can't believe you ate the whole thing. He's like, you told me I had to. I'm like, you're right. I told you you had to. That's exactly right.
You're right. I put my foot down with you, mister.
Absolutely. Turns out he just actually liked it. But, okay, so I found this thing, because, I came back on Facebook. This is very recent. Like, last night, I was like, okay, I just got to give it up.
Do you realize every time I tag you in something, I always, think to myself,
what have you tagged me in? Oh, no. We'll have to look at that later.
I always forget that you're not on Facebook.
I know. But it's been so good for my soul, I'll be honest. Especially Instagram, because I logged back into my Instagram last night. And the amount of just crazy accounts that I follow, it's just all just time waste. It's just wasting my time. You know what I mean? So that's the part that I've enjoyed, is not having all the time wasters.
I will say I haven't been on
I need to have more self-control.
I haven't been on my phone at all the last couple of weeks, just with kids at school.
Oh, yeah.
And it's been refreshing. I got on TikTok and I was like, oh, that's new.
Yep. Well, and it's like, I don't care about any of this, All right, I'm going to throw some crockpot ideas out there. Do you have any, on the top of your head that you want to share? I know you said you need to buy a crockpot.
I need a new crockpot. An easy crock pot meal is shredded chicken tacos.
Now, I will say I did make your shredded chicken taco business, but I maybe put too much cream cheese in it. So we'll say
it's only one block.
Yeah, okay. I need to go half a block. Well, I don't know how many chicken breasts you used, but it was too much cream cheese because I used it to then make quesadillas, and it was delicious. So it was good. Taco. So no. It was chicken breast and a dry packet of ranch, and then some salsa and taco seasoning, of course. And then I think you put
enchilada sauce.
No, that's the enchilada dip. I'm talking about the one that you just put in the...
Oh, in the crock pot.
In the crock pot.
See, I don't always do the cream cheese.
Okay, see,
sometimes
I think I'm going to hold the cream cheese next time.
Yeah, sometimes usually what I do is I just do a little bit of chicken broth and then a ranch packet, taco packet, and then sometimes I'll add a jar of salsa, sometimes I won't.
Well, I loved the salsa in it.
It's so easy and it's so good.
And it's kind of juicy, So then I take that whenever that's all done, and then whenever we're getting ready for dinner, then I put it in a tortilla on the grill and make quesadillas and throw some mozzarella cheese in there. Yummy.
Why don't you ever invite me over for dinner?
Oh my gosh. But I don't do that very often.
That's true.
I don't do that very often. But I need to start doing that. I need to get better at it.
I need to get a crock pot because that would make my life so much easier. Then another meal that's so good. We used to make this all the time. You take a pork loin, a plain pork loin.
Okay.
Put it in your crock pot.
Okay.
Chop up a yellow onion, sweet onion, whatever.
Okay.
And then you take a jar of salsa verde.
Ooh.
You pour it in there.
Is that the green kind?
Yes.
Okay.
Pour it in there.
We have some of that.
Pour it in there. You set it on whatever setting until you can shred it.
Yeah.
Then you take some jasmine rice.
Ooh, okay.
And you put that on top, and it makes the best sauce of your life.
Ooh.
And you pour it. Oh my gosh, I gotta make that.
You know what?
And then you could make pork verde tacos, or you can.
Oh, Phil, if he's watching this, he's probably writing that down right now.
Yeah, it's so good and it's so easy. You just dump it all in there. The only thing you have to do is cut up the onion.
Okay. I like that. I like it when you just have to tear and dump. It's my favorite.
So good. We used to eat that all the time.
So this one says crack ranch chicken is just chicken with 2 blocks that says of cream cheese, and then that's it. One half a cup of ranch. I'm assuming that's a ranch packet, but that would be good. And then it says, so add everything to your crock pot and then cook that on low. And then taco ranch is kind of like what we already talked about. Barbecue chicken.
I'm not a huge barbecue person.
Ooh, queso chicken.
Oh, that sounds good.
There you go. You have chicken and then 1 jar of queso, 1 jar of salsa, and then just a teaspoon of garlic powder.
Serious question?
Yeah.
Is this that paper thing that was on Facebook?
Yes. You found it too?
I saved that.
Oh my gosh, I just ran across this yesterday. And I'm like, oh my gosh, look at all this. Look, ranch chicken. You've got baby carrots and chicken, and you put your dry ranch in there with some baby red or yellow potatoes and some milk and cream of chicken soup. Now, and I'm going to probably do what I did last year again, where I make the potato soup, and I made 10 pounds of potato.
And I didn't get to eat any of it.
And then I froze it, and then you just pop it in the crock pot the morning of, like, if you go to church or whatever. Anyways, this one I need to do, like, orange chicken. I'm a huge fan of do you ever get, like, the very teriyaki, or it's called, like, very, very teriyaki? Oh my gosh, guys, you got to get this stuff. It's so good. And this is, I like to use this for our, whenever we do the hibachi chicken.
Phil, I'm still waiting on my invite to that.
So the hibachi chicken, though, I'm trying to find it.
So these are crockpot meals.
Yes, but this one, so if you find this teriyaki sauce, I can't find it on here. Hang on, it might be in my shopping cart. Oh, I placed an order for pickup today. It's probably in there. But anyways, it's it's got like little sesame seeds in it or something. But so you can put that in the crock pot. Just like your chicken, and then throw that in there. And then, probably throw some rice in there.
See, my thing
steamed
is
rice
like,
or something.
When I eat chicken teriyaki, I feel weird if it's shredded.
Oh, okay. But still, though, you could like slice it. So put your whole breast in there, let it cook, and then whenever it's done, then just slice it instead of shredding it. I mean, that's what you would do. Okay, so they have this island teriyaki right here. So this is, I wish you guys could see this. Very, very teriyaki.
Oh, I've used that.
Oh my gosh.
It's really good.
It's delicious. I wish I could show this to you guys.
It's got blue. It has blue label on it.
Yes, it's a blue label, and it says Soye is the brand or something. Anyways, it is so delicious. Phil doesn't care for it though. But then there's another one. I haven't tried this one yet, but this one's island teriyaki.
That's the one, the pineapple one?
Yes.
That's the one I've tried.
Oh, could you imagine?
It's pretty good.
Put your chicken in the crock pot, throw that sauce in there, let that cook up, and then add some like steamed rice or something and some broccoli. Gosh, my mouth is watering.
I'm hungry.
Oh man, that was so good. So, and then one more topic I wanted to talk about before we hop off, because we got to get going, so Parker's party is tomorrow. Well, okay. Yeah, because his birthday's next week, and he's having his birthday party tomorrow. And
with
it's
his family. For a second, I was like...
Yeah, no, it's just family only.
For a second, I was like, oh my gosh, are they going to Urban Air tomorrow? Oh my gosh.
No, and that's the thing, too. I haven't... So we're just doing a family party because both of our families are so big, and we're not having any friends there. And then we're going to do like a friend thing at Urban Air. So we've come to this... I think we might have talked about this before, when... giving your children, you want to give them the world, but you don't want them to be like spoiled. So, Parker is taking his birthday very seriously this year. And he's like, Mom, add it to the list. I want this for my birthday. I want this for my birthday. I want this for my birthday. I want this. So I'm like, you understand, you can't get all of this for your birthday. He's like, I don't understand. It's my birthday. If I say I want it for my birthday, I should get it. So a long time ago, my cousin, who's only a couple years younger than me, but back whenever he was like 6 or 7, his mom told him, if we have your party and you're not appreciative of the gifts that you're getting, then no more parties. Like, you will have milestone parties only. 10, 13, 16. Wow. That's it. And that's what she did. Because it was like his 6th or 7th birthday, and he was ripping open the gifts, and he was like, ripping it open, was not grateful at all. And she goes, okay, nope, you're done. So she took away his parties. Now, they gave him a birthday present just from Mom and Dad every year on his birthday. And I'm sure the grandparents probably got him something too. But she never let him have like a party. And I'm sure maybe if they, I'm sure they went and did something like, with his friends, but it was probably like no gifts allowed. You guys can go do something, but you can't bring gifts.
Wow.
But anyways, he turned out, obviously he's like I said, he's a couple of years younger than me. He turned out to be a really great kid. He's a really cool adult and everything. Now it's not like he's a jerk. You know what I mean?
Didn't get freaking presents.
It's so hard, because how do you teach them to be grateful? You know what I mean?
I think it starts off really young.
I'm like, you're gonna get gifts that you didn't ask for and that you may not want. But you still need to be grateful. Like, thank you for coming to my party. Thank you for even thinking of me and getting me a present.
Exactly. Well, because that's the thing. You can't expect your kid to like every single thing they get. Why? Because they're a person.
Of course.
They're a human.
Well, yeah, because I don't like everything I get, you know. But at the same time, I'm grateful, though.
Exactly. And so I think that starts, I think that starts at a young age. Like, we always raise the boys to be like, someone gets you something, someone does something for you, the first thing you say is, thank you so much.
Yes.
It doesn't matter if you don't really like it, or maybe that person helped you and you were like, we're kind of like, that did nothing. Like,
right.
You say thank you.
Yeah.
And the thing is, those are still so little, and I still have to remind them. Like, sometimes I don't have to remind them. Sometimes I do. Or, like, I remember with Alex's last birthday, he was opening them up, and I wasn't really necessarily going to expect him to say thank you after each present or, like, get up to, like, some parents are like, you go get up, you go hug that person right now, you come back and sit down.
Yeah.
I used to do that.
Okay.
Now that he's a little older, while he's opening presents, like, he has, all his friends are around him.
Yes.
I let him open.
Exactly.
I let him open his presents, and then I look at him and I go, what do you need to go do? And then he goes around and says thank you to everybody.
Yeah.
But it's funny, though, because, and fair warning, like, if you have little kids watching, plug their ears. But the whole, like, Santa thing is, we've always done this. Santa brings you your stocking, and he brings you 2 to 3 gifts. Nothing crazy. So when you ask Santa for what you want, don't go ask him for this $400 gift. You ask him for a few things that you really want.
So Santa has a budget. Like mom and dad. Just like mom and dad have a budget, Santa has a budget. And Santa's only going to spend so much. Santa's only going to give you so much within a certain price range.
Which always makes me feel sad, because then some kids are like, oh, yeah, Santa brought me this Xbox. And I'm like, why can't you, as a parent, just say the Xbox from mommy and daddy?
Right.
Like, why does it, and so, but we've always done that. We've always done that. Like last year, Alex asked for a certain, like, kind of puzzle, a football, something else. Santa brought all 3. And then his stockings. But I've noticed that as Alex is getting older, he's probably not thinking, oh, Santa brought me a couple small gifts.
Yeah.
He goes, Mama, he's going to ask me for a Nintendo Switch for months.
Yep.
Months and months and months. And my mom and I are looking for, like, a used one for Christmas or his birthday. But, of course, there will be rules that come along with it and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. But the other day he said, Mom, I really want a Nintendo Switch. And I was like, I know, like, your birthday's in a couple months and there's Christmas. Like, give it a rest. He's like, I also want, and he says something like an Xbox 5 or something. And I was like, well, you get one or the other. He's like, why? He's like, why can't Santa bring me both? And at that moment, I was like, oh, buddy.
Yep. I know.
Oh, honey, sweetie baby.
I know. It's so hard. It is.
And know what I said to him? I said, Alex, Santa's not bringing you either of those. If you get one of those, it's from mommy and daddy and Mimi, most likely. And he's like, why? I'm like, he goes, can Santa not make him? And I said, Santa doesn't really do electronics like that. And he's like, why? And I'm like, well, it takes a long time. And he's like, and I said, they're really expensive. And he goes, is it too much money for Santa? And I said, kind of. Yeah. I was like, well, if you want to get things from Santa, you need to ask for reasonable priced things from Santa.
Well, and just understanding, like, just because you ask for it doesn't mean you're going to get it. Well, and last year we kind of blew his party out of the water because it was like his send-off to kindergarten. His birthday's at the end of August. So we did a really big party, and there was a ton of people there. All of his friends were there. He had just a mountain of presents. And it's not going to be like that this year. And I was very clear with him. This is it. That was your big blowout birthday party. Now we're going to start scaling back.
And I think that's a really good idea.
Well, but we set the bar too high. I think that was our mistake. Yeah. We set it way too high.
Well, we went to Ninja Warrior last year.
Yeah.
Now Ninja Warrior's not overly expensive.
Yeah.
And it's an easy birthday party. There's no
they like
decorations.
Yes, I loved it that they set everything up.
But I was kind of thinking about what you're talking about, like his big, like, he's always going to have a family birthday party with both sides of family. And this year I asked him if he would want to do that, like the pool, like the indoor pool.
Oh, okay.
And I honestly might do it to where it's for family too.
Yes.
That way it's all done at once.
So,
and then just have him invite a few friends.
Right.
Like friends that he like wants there no matter what. Because he has so many cousins.
Yeah.
That are his friends.
Yeah.
That are all his age.
Yeah. Same with Parker.
I mean, he has 4 cousins off the top of my head right now that are literally his age.
Yeah, same with Parker.
Around the age. But
yeah.
And so I'm thinking about maybe doing something like that just so that he still can do something. Or I'll say, here's your option. You get your big birthday party with your family at mommy's house or Mimi's house, and then you can do something like Urban Air and you can pick 3 friends.
Right. And that's what we're doing because whenever I grew up, I didn't have big giant shindigs. It was just like there was some crepe paper and, some
we
balloons.
did sleepovers a lot.
And yeah, of course we did. Yeah, we did sleepovers too.
Major, I remember one year we had 10 girls spend the night over when I was younger. I was elementary school. And at the time we lived in near DC. And there was a tornado warning.
Oh, no.
So we all were in the basement.
Oh, my gosh. Could you imagine 10 girls?
No.
Oh, man. Well, and see, and I had lots of not lots of girls, but I had girl cousins on both sides of my family. And so I just had sleepovers with my cousins a lot of the time. Not until I got with, I met my friend when I was in 5th grade, and then when she and I started hanging out. But up until that point, though, my birthdays were small, and I was perfectly happy. I mean, and I got a little carried away last year because Parker was an only child, and there's such a huge age gap between him and Lane that I was like, financially, it's like we can, since we only have one kid, we can do this. Mm-hmm. You can't do that for all your kids. But at the same time, you don't want to instill in him to not be gracious for what he gets.
Yeah, well, and last year was Alex's first birthday party because we've lived away from everyone for so long.
Yeah.
Now the thing is, though, for us is we would always visit around Christmas time every year. Mm. So we would always celebrate his birthday, but it was always just family.
Yeah.
There was nothing we didn't go do something.
Yep.
Excuse me. It was just we were all together. He'd pick whatever he wanted to eat, and we would he would play with his cousins and get crazy and open presents.
Yep.
So last year was his first actual birthday party with friends.
Yeah.
And I loved it. I loved seeing him, how excited he was with it. But it is, especially I have 3 kids.
Yeah.
And it's unrealistic to do that for 3 kids every single year unless you're absolutely making bank.
Well, but again, I feel like kids don't know any different, and again, I was perfectly happy with just at home birthdays and just having my family. So what's wrong with Parker and Lane having that, Same with, I'm not doing this, this is second mom problems, whenever you have a second kid, but with Parker, his first birthday, I went all out, and we went to the Greens, country club or whatever, and I did a Masters theme, golf theme, and I had it was the whole 9. I'm like, you're going to get a cupcake.
For Alex, for Alex's first birthday, it was at my mom's house, but we had so many people there, and we had his high chair decked out, and it was, obviously his birthday's December 1st, so
yes.
I had to do a winter theme.
Yes.
And it was a lumberjack theme.
Cute.
And my mom's friend made him own a bear cake.
Wow.
And
that's my problem too, is I love planning parties.
I think it's fun.
I know. So it's an excuse to plan a party,
See,
but at the same time, I'm like, okay, I'm not going to go through all that trouble for a 1-year-old.
Exactly. And the thing is, my dad and the boy's dad, they're similar in that aspect where they think kids' birthday parties are just dumb.
Yes.
Where my mom and I are like,
oh, yeah. Phil,
they're not dumb.
Yeah.
They're great parties.
I love Phil because Phil just goes with the flow. And I'm just like,
Phil.
Can we do this? And I'm going to do this and I'm going to do this. And he's like, okay. If that's what you want to do,
I feel like Phil at this point is kind of like, yeah, whatever.
Yep. That's literally.
You just let me know. I'll be there.
Yeah.
You need my credit card? Okay, here you go.
He is. He's very laid back. But that's bad for me sometimes because sometimes I get carried away. But he does have to reel me in sometimes. He's like, this is getting a little ridiculous.
It's like, you hired a clown. We got to stop.
There's got to be a
cutoff. Well, and you know what? I haven't had a birthday party since I couldn't even tell you. The last time I had a birthday party other than getting together with family. But we also lived away from everyone for so many years.
But do you have parties when you're an adult though?
No, I think maybe a friend gathering or something like that.
Well, I was going to say maybe the milestone birthdays.
Yeah, which 25's a year closer to 30, baby. Listen, we're going to have fun. I am pumped.
See, and that's another thing too is I felt like we got to go. I feel like I've never made a big deal about my birthday. To me, it's just another day. So and I did just celebrate my sister's 40th. And so we made it a big deal for her, just because that is a milestone. And we tried to make a big deal for my mom last year, turned 60. So, milestones, I understand. But when you turn every other age, even for my 30th, I'm like, I'm 30.
Do you want me to tell you my theme of my 30th birthday?
I will say really fast, Phil's parents, were so sweet. They sent me 30 Gerber daisies on my 30th birthday we lived in Tulsa, and I was at work, and they had them delivered to my work, and I was not even expecting it or anything. 30 Gerber daisies for my 30th birthday. It was so sweet. It was so nice of them. And Gerber daisies are expensive. I'm like, I was shocked anyways. But that's like the most. And Phil and I might go out to dinner. And it's like, that's how we celebrate.
That's pretty much what we always did. And then if we were somehow in town, we would get together with family. But most of the time, it was just three of us, 4 of us, 5 of us.
As the years go on.
As each year goes by, you just pop in our kid.
Right.
But this year, I was like, I'm turning 25. It's been a really crappy year.
Yeah, it's been a big year.
And I want to
life-changing year.
Go out with a freaking bang.
Okay.
So we're going to go. Okay. I don't get crazy.
I'm going to go ahead and just sleep a couple weeks before your birthday.
I think that's probably a good idea.
So that I can
because you're going to have so much fun that you're not going to want to leave.
Oh, okay. Sure thing.
Yeah. She's like 9 o'clock. Later, ladies.
Legit.
Well, what we'll do is we'll go out sooner that night so you can have more time.
4 o'clock?
We might have to. Well, and I either want to go axe throwing.
I'm going to look like an idiot.
Or I was thinking an escape room.
We've got to. I was literally hoping those would come out.
Because I've always wanted to do one, and I thought that would be so much fun.
They are so much fun. I've done it twice.
I've never done one. I've always wanted to do one.
It's so much fun. We have to do that.
Yes.
And it's better because you work together.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
That would be so much fun.
But I thought we could do an escape room, and then we can go out to a nice restaurant.
Yes.
And then I was thinking if we're all good with that, then we can maybe go and play some games or something if it's still early enough.
Yep.
And then I'll let you go sleep. You and Carrie.
I'll probably fall asleep during games.
That's fine.
I'm kidding. Okay, that sounds good. Everyone have a really good weekend. Hopefully it doesn't rain.
Is it supposed to rain?
I think Phil said there's like a chance of rain. Phil's like my weatherman. But I think there's a small chance tomorrow and Sunday that it might rain. But anyways.
Don't forget Phil. Hibachi. I'm waiting.
I know. We got to figure that out.
Yeah, because the last time you guys made hibachi because I was talking about hibachi and then I left.
Yeah. Oh, we just had it on Monday right before Life Group. Was that when? It was like a spur of the moment thing. It was like, hey, what are we going to do for dinner? And then he had a steak and I had a chicken. And I go, well, I'll just bake some chicken. Nope, I was going to have general chicken. I get the frozen kind, little general chicken. Parker and I love spicy stuff. Phil likes hot stuff too, but he doesn't care for general chicken. But Parker and I love general chicken. I mean, it like lights your mouth on fire. So I go, hey, Parker and I are going to eat the general chicken. You can eat your steak. And he goes, well, I might just cut my steak up. He's like, well, if you're going to have rice with your general chicken, I'll just throw that on the Blackstone. And then I'm like, oh, well, you're going to do that. And then we just turned it into hibachi. And then I didn't end up doing my general chicken. Anyways, whatever. It's easy. You could do it yourself. Because I've done it. I've done it in the kitchen.
No, I'm done here.
Get your teriyaki.
I've done it in the kitchen too. It doesn't
taste
right.
Teriyaki and soy sauce. And that's, yeah.
Maybe I should get that butter from the.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. The garlic butter.
Still, it doesn't taste the same.
You can get a tub of garlic butter.
What Yum Yum sauce do you use?
Oh, it is called Yum Yum sauce. I think that's the brand.
Just the regular one?
Yeah. It's like, the seafood
sauce. Still fail.
I'm telling you.
You guys told me you would have me over the next time you made
I know,
hibachi.
and listen, whenever he makes it on the Blackstone and the rice, and then the rice gets kind of crunchy because it's like,
the Blackstone makes a difference.
I will say it does a little bit, but I like the crunchy parts of the rice, and Parker did not like that. He was like, ooh, what's the crunch? I'm like, oh, that's the best part. Because it like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's crunchy. Oh, it's so good. It's delicious. I know.
Parker, that's the best part, the crunchy rice.
I know, and he's over here going, ugh, that's the crunchy part. Ugh. I'm like,
maybe we should do Nakados.
Oh, yeah, or Hinode.
Or we're going to go to Texas Roadhouse.
Oh, that's a good one, too.
Or we could go to FD's.
That's a good one, too. Man, we got lots of options.
Shoot. I don't know why. I mean, I do like FD's, and you know why.
And they do have good food, too.
They do. They have fantastic food. Their fried pickles are on fire. Remember when they brought it out? I don't eat those,
but yeah.
Remember, but they were like...
Yeah, they're giant.
It's like $5, and it's like...
Yeah, that could be your meal.
Give me all the fried pickles.
For sure.
Yeah, and they have that delicious
Yummers.
Lemon vinaigrette salad with walnuts.
Now that's where it's at. That was good. All right.
Yeah, okay, we're done.
Yep, have a good weekend, guys.
See ya.
Signing off.
Shoot. It's outro, right? Yeah. Why can't I ever remember this?
Yeah, that's right.